So I don't do reactions on the channel. But we might as well, right? Like, I'm a huge fan of Star Citizen, so we might as well talk about it. We might as well, right? Because it's so good. We have this slow fade in with the bad chatter. I'm gonna be talking over this with the broke up chatter. And then we have the lightnings. I think they're called F7Cs or A's. They might be the military version of the A.
Yeah, got it. Scanning that.
And this is all just smoke in. I don't think they're on the planet. I think they're outside of it.
Commercial vessel out of Vega 3. Provided
And listen to the comms, bro.
Copy that.
Let me turn it down a little bit. I think it's overpowering me a bit.
Archangel, this is Krugeri.
Is that good?
Come back, Gary.
I just love this. Let me see.
7 Bravo Echo for immediate tasking, Krugeri.
Is that
Copy
good?
that. On our way.
Yeah, we're fine. Alright. Yeah, it does hold on this quite a while, but the crescendo is so worth it. As soon as the camera starts to pan left. There we go. It's so good. The music. One of the best scenes I've ever seen for any video game. I'm pretty sure this is an in-game cinematic, but I'm pretty sure this is all in-game. All of it. Everything. Like, look at that. We got the Bengal there, which is a capital ship, and we're coming up to the Javelin, which is this right here. That's a Javelin. We have a Hammerhead. I think this is an Eclipse. No, not an Eclipse. It's a torpedo bomber. And there's another Javelin up there. Like, the Javelin's such a big ship, by the way. This is, these are destroyers, right? So if you think about the United States military and how their destroyers compared to what their capital ships were, right? They're usually smaller. Like, it's huge. I don't like this sound part, but I think it does help you go with the story.
Proximity sensors on
that you're following a thing. And this is the player character, by the way.
Word is it might be that clan we've been battling with.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all ray tracing,
I guess that last
all
fight didn't
in-game.
Quite like we all hoped it would.
These are characters they made during Citizen
We've been out
Con,
here
I
so long, I
believe.
don't know what to
pull for anymore. I
So-
just wanted to let you know.
I'll ride as soon as I can.
But yeah, really like
Stay
their
safe.
player model
Live in the
customization
sun.
that's in this game and will be in Star Citizen and the PU is really robust. Really robust. But yeah, look at the Bengal right there. I think that's what it's called. Capital ship. It's fucking massive. And I'm pretty sure it's a carrier as well, an aircraft carrier. I'll point it out when we're inside the internal. And there's the captain there.
Never
on the
gets
bridge.
old, does it?
Sir,
Some people were talking about how they were calling the
I
captain
used to do the
sir.
same thing when
I
was
think
first
that's just a
coming out.
military thing,
Post up to the flight deck whenever I could to watch the launches.
but I'm not sure. But yeah, the animation, if we just go back, right? Let's look at the look at the lips.
Does it?
Look at the lips. We're looking at her lips.
Never gets old, does it?
sir,
Never gets old, does it?
Ladies,
Like low, like closed jaw.
I used to do the same thing when I was first coming
It
out.
looks like it's Witcher
Post
3
up to the
level
flight deck whenever
lip
I could
sync
to
right
watch
there.
The launches.
Yeah, look at that. It's not fucking Fallout 3, or sorry, not Fallout 3. It's not
Have you seen
fucking
the
Fallout
updates up
4 lip syncing or
no,
anything.
sir.
The thing's a
Like
beast.
the grin there.
Nimble, too.
12 maneuvering thrusters and 3 mains. It sure sounds like it. Sir,
See, sir. Like no mouth movement, no. Sir. You know? And the lighting as well. Look at the lighting. Look at the shadow on her right side.
I saw you apply to the flight academy again.
yes, sir.
This is
Keep
all
your
in
head up.
game.
Took me a couple times.
Like
to
if you
come
look
back
close
in.
enough, what quality are we on right now? Oh, let's go 4K. Fuck it. Look at that, bro.
Thank
You can
sir.
see her pores. Sheesh. It's not even on my it's not even on my 2K monitor. I should have put it on it. It would fuck up the visual though. And there's the Bengal again. I think that's what it's called. And then you're in first person here. This is real life. When I saw this, I was actually really excited because we were watching it live. I was really excited because, like, this looks amazing, and I'd also love to see Earth in Star Citizen. Which, by the way, I don't know if this sharing was from CitizenCon or from just whatever they're doing. But, like, I looked at this, I'm like, wait, is this futuristic Earth? I was so excited.
Welcome to Cloud Imperium Games Manchester Studio. I'm Chris Roberts. And
Yeah,
I'm
there's
pleased
Chris
to announce we have
Roberts.
just
He's
passed a
the
major
guy.
milestone.
He's the
Squadron 42
CEO.
is
That's
now
what my
feature
head's
complete
hiding.
and has entered its
hiding
polish
right there.
phase. To celebrate this milestone, we've gathered some of our core leadership together to share what this means.
Yeah, I love all this, like, in stuff, even though it's, like, some of it's, I'm sure, staged, like, the way they're acting and
As Chris
stuff,
says,
but
we've moved into the polish phase.
but
of
I
Squadron
love
42,
seeing, like, behind the
which
scenes
means
of what,
extra
like,
emphasis
actually
on
going
ensuring
on.
things feel fun.
Richard Tyers, his name. I'm sorry, my head's blocking it.
This means focusing
Now,
on
this
what's
is
more.
low FPS. I heard that a lot. When I was watching it, I actually didn't notice, but it is, like, 30 or less, right?
This means focusing.
Now, something else I saw I was watching Asmongold actually react to this, because he's, like, completely outside the Star Citizen space, right? I also saw, Salty Mike, I think his name is, react, and he was, like, complaining that, like, there was so much head movement and stuff. Like, every game's gonna be able to turn off head bob. I think they're just doing that for cinematic stuff. I would be incredibly shocked to see head movement not have an option. And I also think that this is the eye
on the
tracker as
small
well.
and large elements of the game,
It is low
such as
FPS.
dialing in combat encounters, but also
And I also
the
heard
feel
someone
of
say
how you
that
control your character
the
or
combat
vehicle,
looked
and
clunky
making
as
sure
well.
it's immersive as possible.
I think they're just doing that
We've
for
paid
show.
extra attention to how your character reacts
Because the
to
combat in
each
Star
ship,
Citizen's nice,
so that you feel
right?
like an actual pilot.
Like, it feels really
whether
nice.
that's firing your
That
weapons,
space combat.
taking hits, or punching the afterburners.
And if we just
together.
look at the UI, right? The UI is a huge improvement. We're in a Gladius. Now, I've flown a Gladius a lot in Star Citizen, and if we look at the MFDs, I think they're called, I'll turn and I'll move back so you can actually see. That's your left, and over there is your right, and then in there, right there is your map, star map, and then up, over there is your, like, this is a optional thing, the top right and left, that's all optional. So you can have that on, or you can't, right? But if you don't have that on, you're going to want the things that's called AR. But if you don't want it up in your top right, which is on your screen, you can actually put it on your MFDs, which are these little screens in front of us here. And they also changed the UI, so if you look at the center right here, they used to have, and you'll see it when we get in Star Citizen, but they had this, they had it all attached to the UI. So all this stuff at the top of this MFD was all here, right? And this stuff too, some of it wasn't there, but...
Ship AI has also seen huge improvements, with
And there's
closer
the pit.
engagement distances and more varied behaviors. And
I
with our
did just
new
notice that
precision
you
targeting
can
mode,
zoom
the action
in,
has
which
never
is
been as
interesting.
close.
And those little things up in the top left, these are shields. So you can see his rear shield's really fucked up.
With the aim now on polish,
Now,
we've organized the project.
this is an immaculate picture because it feels like a fully realized world that has been in ruins for a while. And also you'll see
into self-sufficient
there's animals
strategy.
and there's also a fucking boat. We've heard nothing about boats, not to my knowledge, and I've been following the game. Now, mind you, I'm not, like, active on the forums or anything, but, you know, I've been watching this game, like, a lot, and I haven't seen anybody talk about boats, and,
So we can
like,
focus
this is
on
a boat,
individual areas
right?
to deliver the best experience.
And you can see down here his temperature. Up here is the minimap, which is a big deal. Star Citizen, for the last however many years, has been known to have, like, it's been really hard to get around. And I myself, when I started playing, I couldn't figure out where the fuck to go because there was no maps. right? Like there's in-game, like if you've ever been to like a train terminal or whatever, like there's in-game like oh you're here whatever, but there's no maps. There's a star map that shows you what planet you can go to. That's about the extent. And like you can waypoint to certain other things. Oh, and I just realized, because we'll see a shot of this later, these are the terraforming things. So I guess if we go, let's see, I'm not going to skip, but right here in the video, you'll see those.
Get out of sight. The Cutlass is gonna spot you.
Now, I did find this a little bit janky, so let's go ahead and go back and look at this. And this is Mark Hamill, by the way, acting. But look at top right. You see how his face is going? That was
This
a little
allows us to
janky.
bring all
That's the
disciplines
only problem I
together
found so far.
with a unified
The water physics is
vision
really
of it.
nice. I do think they do need to be toned down just a little bit. But, and I'm talking about the waves, but
enhancing the
like,
gameplay
it still looks
by
fucking
seamlessly
amazing.
blending.
And this shot here, if you don't notice it, this is a Drake Cutlass, maybe a steel, maybe a black, whatever. I guess they're illustrating that these guys are the bad guys. In this case, some bandits. Maybe their ship went down or something, but this is a really cool scene.
It with polished visuals, final cinematic performances, and our
Look at that.
ever-improving technology.
And the ship moved all those waves. That's why they're all doing it.
You didn't see the boat, kid. Good to keep going.
There's something I wanted to look at. Look at the shadow. You see right there? I'm pretty sure that's real-time ray tracing. And they do have their own in-house version of ray tracing. We watched it. It's insane. It's
You
insane.
didn't see the boat, kid. Good to keep going.
Love to see animals here, even though they're a little bit buggy. We have our Top Gun moment here, where we come through and
We're also
pull
diving
in.
into gameplay features, such as the ship flight model for both atmosphere
really,
and
really
space,
cool.
which covers master modes.
And now this is atmospheric flight, which is in Star Citizen. You can kind of turn and stop at a dime on a dime. That's the way it's used to feel. But now it feels like more like your ship is acting like a plane, and it looks a little bit clunky. And I don't know who the fuck is chasing this guy right now, but I think it's going to be an improvement for atmospheric. Like a
control
really big
surfaces
game changer.
and our gold standard HUD and MFDs.
And
Our
this is,
interaction system
I
for
saw
both
that
the world
Asmongold
and your
said that
character
this
have also
was,
seen additional
like, this
improvements,
looks annoying,
allowing us to
but
hone
I
and
like
craft
having, like,
environmental
small puzzles like
unique
this.
to each location.
I think the only thing that will be annoying is you can see that the section here, like, between the barrel,
allowing us to hone and craft
let me just go ahead and do this. This section is not green, and it will light up green here in a second. But you have to turn it. I think that's the one thing I'd like to see change. Just let me click it in. Let's not be that fiddly about it.
unique to each location.
I think that'll be
While
better.
allowing
Because
us
like
to tell
that
the
seems
story of the
that
world
seems a
around you.
little too much, right? But I think it's nice to have puzzles like that. And I didn't notice it in the start, first time viewing, but the barrel is 85% of the way full, which is why this is doing this. And also, I know I'm pausing a lot. Something that has changed, and I don't know if this footage was taken in a different time during development, but the way they have, and they'll show it later when they start interacting with shit, but the way they have set up everything is that when you click something, you kind of go and press it, right? Like if you were in real life, you would, to open a door, you go and open it, right? I don't know why it's not shown here. Maybe it's this specifically, but this is the old way that you would operate with MFDs in on foot in FPS. But it fills it up 15%. Really like all the glitches there. I like how dirty everything feels.
The military multi-tool is an essential piece of equipment for every pilot that
And this is
integrates
a
all
physics-based
attachments into
puzzle.
a single handheld device and allows us to create really interesting challenges, including
And there's a ship
physics-based
there.
puzzles using our updated rope tech.
Rope tech. Yeah, there's a pulley system there. Look at the chain.
Unidentified
Let me look at that chain again. Look here. We're looking here. Oh, yeah, that was a little glitchy. I mean, you can't be perfect, but damn.
Unidentified vessels. This is the UEE Navy.
Right, MFD, his face tracking looks a lot better than what it did up in the top right.
Off the coil's eyes.
Okay.
Our scanning, targeting, and marker system has also seen an overhaul,
I
allowing
think
us to highlight
whoever's
only the
filming this
essential
is
information
missing
that you need,
specifically.
such as key objectives, mission targets, and high-level scan information, while keeping your overall view as clean as possible.
Damn skank!
Yeah, overall view is quite clean. I don't know if I like the zoom in though.
Take him off me! No, 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 no!
Tactical FPS
Nice.
combat and stealth.
Now,
Which-
this is a big change. And if you keep watching, when we get back to Star Citizen, which will be there in about a few minutes, you know, you'll know the difference this is. You don't know now,
Has seen a sweep
but if you played Star Citizen, you will know that this is a huge fucking
improvements,
improvement.
from improved looting, weapon feel and balance,
Like,
realistic
it's so
scopes, and
fast, it
smoother
looks
locomotion,
awesome.
alongside
it
our
looks
new
what I
and improved
expect.
FPS radar and scanner that provide you an overview
And
of
here we
the
go.
battlefield, but at the cost of ramping up your own.
Big change right there. Now, everything looks very, like, fucking smoky and whatever, and I don't know what their settings are. I'd imagine they're maxed. Or that, or experimental. But this physics stuff, and you'll see it a lot more when we, like, actually go through the video. But, yeah, these physics are so nice, and it's what I would have expected at a 2042, and it's just not there. And I'm talking about Battlefield 2042. Because, like, you know, this is what I expect from EA, specifically DICE.
Emissions.
And then Star Citizen's just adding
We've
it,
also
you know?
seen the introduction of our
Oh, and the crosshair is reactive. I know I saw a few people say I don't really like that, but I think it's quite immersive, and it keeps your bullets not coming at your face, but actually coming at your gun. So if you watch the crosshair,
Maelstrom-powered destructible environment, which adds a layer
Let's
of
watch
also
it again.
seen the introduction of our
you see how it, like, interacts when it gets closer?
Maelstrom-powered
So even though, like, if you had your crosshair in the middle of the screen right now, it'd be here, right?
environment,
So,
which
like,
adds a layer of
that's
dynamism to the experience,
actually really nice.
alongside our improved AI that can now have hundreds of combinations of traits that allow us to create unique and challenging combat
The
encounters
scan,
that really
super
push your
useful. You can see
tactical
it right
awareness
cut
and
up
skill.
top right. Health is bottom left. So he's got 27 HP. Now, this is one thing I was confused about, because usually all the stuff that we've been healing with in Star Citizen has been red, and this is a white stim. And he'll just jam it in his arm. And you'll see that his drug level, which is all bottom left, you'll see that that goes up. And if you watch that, you'll see that that goes up a lot. Nice combat roll, or combat slide there. Another stim. You can see how much he's drugged up. He's in the yellow now. You will pass out if, in Star Citizen, you will pass out if that happens. Something I did want to look at, because I've watched it every time, is the reactivity with the grenade. So you'll see that he'll pull the grenade, but I think the pin, which is this, is slow. So pull, right? Pull, and it's supposed to open, but it opens late, right? I think that's a small desync issue, and that's what they're saying is, like, polishing the game. That's what they're doing. And the AI is reactive to that. Right? There was a grenade, they ran. Makes sense. Oh, and if you don't notice it, look at the sight. The sight is a picture-in-picture. So you'll see a magnified eye on it. So hip fire. So let me go ahead and show you it. So this sight is picture-in-picture. I think you can see it right there. Like, if you look at the side of the barrel here and look at the sight, you can kind of see it's a little bit magnetized there. And that's always rendered. Now, there's a few questions on if that's going to cause a lot of lag, but hopefully it doesn't. We'll see when it comes out. There is no release date, unfortunately. But I'm expecting 12 months max. But we'll see. It is RSI, so. Nice combat roll, hip fire, really nice. And it also shows that you can pick that guy up if you want to. This is really cool. So, right now what's happening, I'm pretty sure he is, it looks like he's welding. Because if you look at that, like, that looks like a weld, right? But he has material stored. So the idea, what's actually happening is he's cutting the metal to open this, right? And he's in EVA, which is 0G. You can barely notice it because of how smooth everything is. This is their new first-person stuff. But he is cutting this. I'm just confused on why he's
We
using
play and
stored
review the
material.
builds regularly and call out action
Or maybe
points
that's
at each
power.
level from start to finish and where we need to improve the gameplay.
But yeah, he's in EVA right now, so he's technically floating. And you can see how that bounced. Right? And we got some Mission Impossible
This is an
shit.
incredibly rewarding stage of development.
So you'll see that he'll
for
go
me
third
and the team.
person. And by the way, I don't think third person is a thing in this game. Like, it's not, like, third person is, like, actually fifth person for, like, viewing yourself. But it's not like Star Citizen, and I would say in turn, Squadron 42 is not a third person type game.
As the ultimate vision of the game is realized.
But you'll see when
allowing
he
us to
goes in
craft
this
an
mode,
experience that we can be
right?
really proud of.
that he's in EVA, and it's
One specific
smooth.
area that I'm excited to dial in is the feeling of the player interacting with the world around them.
Patching you in.
Yep, there's that interaction that I
As
was
it's a
talking about
core
that was
component
missing
of
in the first
Squadron,
thing.
and
So you
really
can see
grounds
that
the
he's
world that we
interacting,
have.
he's turning. The thing
We've
in the
made sure
middle of the
that any
screen,
interaction
top
in the
middle,
environment
is
physically
actually
represented
turning
by a character
and,
animation
doing it.
to keep you in the moment and fully immerse you in the experience that we've created.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Ultimately, this is the final phase of gameplay iteration.
Something I did want to point out because it's not said. Right now in Star Citizen, when you quantum drive, there is no control. You hold B for Bravo, and you just get locked in and you zoom, right? In Squadron 42 and in soon enough Star Citizen, the way this is working, and we're actually seeing it right now, you just can't tell, is that the first like 10-20 seconds of quantum is you trying to maintain a your crosshair at the middle of this hole, basically. So it will turn. It will turn. I'll show you.
This is the final phase
it's
of gameplay
turning.
iteration.
You see
before we
where
fully
his
transition
thing
into
is going? You
optimization.
see where his ship is going? And you have to keep it in or you'll get flown out. And that applies to all quantum travels, but it even applies more to quantum travels that is in short range, right? So you'll have to do that for short range
And
bursts.
stability on the road.
And there's the shot that I was talking about earlier. So technically, the planet we're looking at right now was the planet we were looking at on that boat right there. Oh, you can't see it. Right there. That's the boat, right? And if you looked up in the sky, I know you can't see it because it's so far away, but you would see that like this is the outside of the planet.
To release.
Here's your trail.
Which, look at that cloud cover, by the way. Holy shit. Let's go back. I didn't even, I realized it, but I didn't realize that was
To
clouds.
release.
That's all clouds.
Here's your trail. It's cold. Come back. Always trips me out
Look
to
at how
see
many of
terraforming
those
setups like
are.
this. Web tried explaining how atmosphere processors work. Really shows how far we've come. What the hell is she?
With the transition of Squadron to polish phase, we've had the opportunity to find additional moments within the existing narrative to add subtle interactions where appropriate.
Dave Haddock.
It's been tremendously exciting to play through these areas and find places to augment the mood, support gameplay,
And this is all their
further embellish
mocap
our
stuff?
story and characters.
That's just regular mocap.
I can't believe it. They said I've got to wait another 2 years before I can reapply. So,
Something I wanted to point out, when we were watching the Javelin trailer, because there's a trailer for, like, do you know that destroyer we were just on at the start of the video? There is, like, you can, at certain events, you can go in there. The dialogue from the military personnel is really grounded. And I think here, the dialogue is also pretty grounded. It doesn't feel cliche. It doesn't feel cringe to me. I get cringed out about a lot of shit. It just feels good.
So that's why I figured I'd get a job trying in security, because that's you know, I can get
Like,
some hours flying in the cockpit and whatnot.
And
Can't
there's
hurt,
emotes.
right? Exactly.
He's emoting.
We've also been capturing pickups for our lead female player character, as well as wildlines for our various enemies that you all will encounter throughout the game on both foot and in your cockpit. These consist of
just
a
watch
range
this
of
transition
responses
here.
and reactions that you as the
You wanna look at this guy here, because you'll see his stance,
player can trigger,
and he's there.
which has been the culmination of efforts by the gameplay and AI teams. This means that you're going to have to tangle with some very smart and reactive bad guys to complete your mission.
Now this is really cool, because not only is this showing a cosmetically customized Drake Cutlass, but also it's actually different. The engines are different. This is a Drake Cutlass through and through, but their engines are weird. Like, there's an engine down here? That's not how the Drake Cutlass work. If you looked at the thumbnail for this stream, you'll see that there's no engine there. That those are open bay hatches, right? But you see how everybody goes out in 0G and actually moves. And I'm pretty sure this is all still in game, just using cinematic tools. Like, it feels really nice. Like, maybe it is scripted or whatever. I mean, it has to be. But like a little hold up. Like, I'd fucking punch it, dude. Those small things are not gonna break through the shield. I'd just fucking punch it.
At the heart of this immersive adventure, you'll find cutting-edge
Pains
cinematic
of hell?
storytelling, thoughtfully crafted to fully immerse you into your story.
We fight today. So in
And
40
they got
years
a
from
lot
now,
of
when you're surrounded by
really
everything and everyone you
high,
hold dear, and
high value
they
actors
ask,
here.
what did you do in the Battle of Vega? You can look them in the eye and say, I held the line.
And it looks good. It looks like them.
Men and women of the Second Fleet,
It's Gary Oldman.
I am proud to stand with you today.
We didn't recognize.
Good luck.
I like how
Wish you
everybody is paying attention as well, because that's just attention to detail, which is RSI in a nutshell. RSI, attention to detail. In case it's not,
Nice
you'll
speech.
see.
Any word
That's
from
another
the recon
A-list
team?
actor.
Not yet.
I don't know his name though.
Let's get into position.
He was in Kingsman, the second one, or the first one. I don't know. There's the Bengal again. Capital ship, javelins up top, middle. And they just look amazing. Look at that fucking thing.
Throughout the polish phase, our team is
And
taking
there's
every
the
opportunity
actor who
to
plays
push things
Gimli
to the
in
next
Lord of the
level.
Rings. I forget
Tell
his
me
name.
you're expecting
Mark Hamill,
company.
obviously.
This is not good.
The
Look at
Cine team is
look at the
focused on
facial
finalizing
features,
edit
man.
lock
It
on
looks
all
great.
of our big action, as well as all smaller character sequences.
I could have pulled this off at the Galactic.
This is before.
Yeah, probably, but I think there's
So something I wanted to point out, because I don't think like in every reaction I watched, it wasn't
I
pointed
could have
out.
pulled this off at the Galactic.
Look at her hair. And I'm not specifically talking about a texture. I'm talking about the outward glow. So if you look here, there's no glow, right? Watch.
Yeah, probably, but I think they're so.
Now the way hair works, if you ever seen a dog with long hair in sunlight, if you've ever seen someone with hair in sunlight, maybe even if it's yourselves, you'll notice this glow, right? You don't notice it with my hair because my chroma key cuts it out, but there's this glow around their hair. You can see that's a little bit blurry, right? It looks so much better. It is night and fucking day. Honestly, I think I actually liked his hair more, and specifically color, not texture or fidelity or whatever, but Mark Hamill's character's hair, I actually really liked the way the color kind of like gray fox, like white to brown or white to like gray. Yeah. But if you look at the facial features,
Yeah.
like she's very glossy, right? She's very glossy. Like her wrinkles look very plasticky. Her hair doesn't have any like
Probably,
specific
but-
textures within. Like maybe there's a few strings of hair there, but look at the difference, bro. Her face looks real. Her eyes, her hair, that like you have a little strand coming down. You can see the strands of hair. That's a fucking character. Not to mention the outfit. Look at the reflection. I think that's ray tracing, putting in work. The reflection there, lighting the bottom of her face. Her face is very equally lit. Her face actually has little dark sides here. The light's coming from that way, right? And it's lighting her, and it's flashing up in her face with the refraction, and her other side is dark. And it's so nice. Like, it's so good.
My math calculations are wrong, though.
Look at that. Look at that. Bro. Less is more. Put one side in darkness, one side in brightness, and it'll look fucking real. If you took this in a snippet, right? If it wasn't sci-fi, you took this in a snippet. Like, for a split second, you're like, is that real? Maybe you wouldn't even question it.
Well,
and one more thing. I'm sorry. I'm pausing so much. Look at the stream compression might fuck this up a little bit, but for me, I'll tell you what I'm seeing. If you can't, if you look right here and also right here and right here, you can see the individual texture of the uniform. Even up here, you can see small little hexagons, I think. Or like oval things that are all string across to show the fabric or whatever material it is, or leather.
This is ridiculous.
So cool.
How so?
We are now able to adjust our shot
So
composition to final cameras thanks to recently crafted space vistas and level art being content completer.
Yeah, let me just pause right there because I wanted to speak on this. I actually like this hair more than I like this hair because I just like the way the color works. I do think this is a lot better though. Look at the reflection on his head, right? He's very well lit, right? You can see everything. It looks plasticky. Right here, it looks real. It looks nearly fucking real. I can't say real, but it's close, man. It's fucking close.
It'd be nice to know how much of a shitstorm we're flying into.
More like a hellstorm, Blue. One you ain't gonna fly out of.
Shut up.
Now, I hadn't seen another ship that wasn't trying to kill me in days. Let alone a hauler, let alone a Jean.
That looks
so
amazing.
You can imagine my surprise.
The blink.
Detailed lighting passes can be done on
The
hero
blinks, the
sequences
way the
so we
eyes
can
are
show
drawn.
our cast and convey their emotions in the best light possible. And we're making sure our cinematics are
A-list
triggering
actor?
as fluid as we can craft them so they form a coherent concerto with the rest
up.
of the player's narrative experience.
I don't know what
Mr.
A-list
Webster,
means. I'm
this
just assuming
is
that they're
Lieutenant
very
Commander
popular.
Colton.
Oh, Commander, hey. Julian Wexler. I'm the field manager of this little operation. Welcome aboard the Archon. What brings the Navy to this little corner of the universe?
We got you flying with Lieutenant Commander Colton. He's one of our best.
As others will share, this is the most
So
rewarding
I think the
chapter of
only thing wrong here, and I'm just noticing it, if you look at his mustache feels like painted
As
on
others
a
will
little bit.
share,
Right, it doesn't feel like it actually has volume. That's the first thing I've noticed. And his face is looking a little plasticky.
this is the most rewarding chapter of development, which allows
And her hair, holy fuck. Look at that light coming through. There's light behind her, it's lighting up here. Up here's
us
dark.
to truly experience
Look at the way it's
the
moving.
visceral and oftentimes emotional moments
This
that
is a
our
big
narrative
change.
provides.
So, something I want to highlight is if you look
Oftentimes
here,
emotional moments
you can see
that
that's a
our narrative
little bit buggy
provides.
out. Like, it's a little bit bugging out. Oops.
How did you handle it after Vega?
Damn! Damn!
I'm not sure I handled anything.
That's a player character, by the way.
It
Not
helps
the
to
one who's
remember
sitting
that
down.
Stuff like
He's
this
the
is
player
supposed
character.
to hurt.
I've never been good at dealing with problems I can't fix.
She looks dirty. She looks sweaty.
Well, this is
It
one
looks
that you don't have
nice.
to do alone.
That's good to know.
The blinks don't look
For the animation
unrealistic.
teams, polish phase means refining the social aspects of Squadron 42 that occur between the various
Really like
missions,
the way this was filmed
and getting
as
the
well.
behaviors implemented across all of its chapters.
We are now inside the Bengal carrier. If you noticed it, and I'll point it out, I'll move so you can see it if I'm in the way. Right, sorry, wrong hand. Right at the tip of my finger, that's the, so what I'm pointing at is the Bengal carrier. I think it's called a Bengal. It's a capital ship. At the front, I think that's where we're at right now. The front opens.
Here we're dialing in
It's
the
insane.
hangar to make it as immersive and believable an experience as possible.
So, watch this. So he's grabbing a fuel canister. Let's just look at that. Alright, so we have a little bit of clipping.
And believable an experience as possible.
Between this guy stepping over it. So it doesn't actually squat it. But it's still, like, the physics on that feels real. Oh, and also the gate. The way this works in Star System right now is that you just fly through it. Like, it doesn't look real. But this, you can see that it's, like, flashing and doing some weird shit to keep the what is that called? The vacuum. And you'll see that the fuel guy is gonna click her in and then fill her up, which is really cool. And you'll see that their weapons guy is coming over in that thing. There's a dude getting in the cockpit to do checks because that's what the crew people do. So we're getting rearmed. Oh, that's not weapons. That was a ladder.
For example, we're launching off a space
So he's
carrier,
stepping up,
but we
and
still
you can see the
ground
guy in the
feel
cockpit
in
who's
real-world
just checking
actions,
everything.
refueling,
So
repairing,
cool, dude.
and inspecting, and making sure that your next flight mission is a success.
Little laggy there. I think
This
that might
means
be
we're
me.
looking
Let me switch to
out for pops, hiccups, or awkward transitions, and ensuring that everything flows and looks like all the great mocap.
So what they're saying is they're feature complete, right? They're feature complete. What they're doing now is polish, which is what we want game developers to do. We don't want a Cyberpunk 2077 thing to happen where they're just trying to get it out as soon as possible. We want stuff to be delayed and released in the state you want to play in, right?
Performances we've captured.
Now, this is huge.
Let's ready some extra ice packs.
Just so you didn't, if you didn't
Gunners
see
are in
it,
full rotation. You
look
can
at her
count on-
hands. Okay, look at this. Look at this little pill bottle. You ready?
Some extra ice packs out of storage. Whenever gunners are in full rotation, you can always
She's picking it up and moving it.
count on at least one of them getting hurt.
We also have you covered in everyday life.
Close it, that's
the
it.
medical staff work
No pop-in, no
diligently
weird
for their
thing,
patients,
just straight
whether
up.
they're players or crew.
Really, really good mocap there. Did you hear that? Listen. Do you hear the guy pushing air? Like, people do that when they're just, like, trying to figure out something, right? Or they just do it subconsciously. The fact that they added that in, it just shows you how detailed focused RSI is, Space Industries, the people who are making this is, and probably how detailed this game is going to be. I know it's small.
We really
And now
want
we're
you to
launching
feel
out the
part
carrier.
of an authentic crew, an important part of the UEE Navy, in an enormous
Yep, all
universe of
specific
people
buttons.
going about their everyday
Well,
lives.
DCS players, try hard out. What crew button?
Clear for takeoff.
Oh, fuck.
Ground crew, prep bay for takeoff.
Now, to the left of my head, right over here, look at this guy.
Takeoff approved, Baron 2. You have
He's a shooter, right? Oh, wait, sorry, it's the other guy. It's a guy with the hands on his head. He's doing this. So, engines on.
Ready and hold on as you're launched off the deck of the carrier.
Now, watch this detail. If you've ever watched people get launched off of, or people, if you've ever watched fighter jets get launched off of the United States carriers, watch how he goes and makes sure everybody's clear. Thumbs up.
Baron 2, you are cleared for launch.
Look at that. Look at that. He puts his hand up, right? He puts his hand up and he points. You. Everybody's in the right place. Everyone's supposed to be. So you're good, right? We're looking to the right of my head, left of my head, looking at this guy. He's like, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. Everybody's good. And he kneels, and then he's doing this, right? And then when he shoots like this, I would imagine there is a person who's operating the launch thing. And this is all just detail, right? You don't need this. But he'll shoot, and I don't know if the detail is there, where he actually goes like this, but that's what he's doing, right? And he's just kneeled down, and he does that in launch. And I'll play that again so you can enjoy it.
You are cleared for launch. Have a safe flight, Baron 2.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And you can see his speed, top left,
We want you to not only
right
decide
here.
how you play the
And his
game,
vision
but
gets
to
blurry.
feel as if the people you interact with
This
are
gives
in
me
that
John
world
McTwo
with
vibes.
you.
I would have never thought a shotgun
You know what's him
could
talking
be
about.
so pretty. Damn, this R97 is sleek as hell.
Watch the
With
interaction
lot of
here.
other weapons
There
in
is a
Gemini's
pop-in,
arsenal, it has
right
a higher rate of fire
there.
than most guns of its type.
But look at that. Look at that animation, bro. So unload, flags his dude, he's pointing the gun at the head. Beautiful. Fucking
We're
beautiful.
working to support a
Physics-based
feel of
puzzles,
authenticity
course.
through world traversals, running, jumping, and climbing, interactions with objects and the environment.
Yep, that's good. That's fine. A little bit of button mashing didn't hurt anybody. Training.
Solid
I'd imagine
weapon
this is the
gameplay
introduction to
and
the
enemy
game.
reactions, as well as combat realities.
Really
such
nice
as
manual
weapon
arms here.
malfunctions.
Really nice. Where did he stow that
Weapon malfunction.
mag? It's in between his pinky. So he's holding the gun like this, right? And he stores his mag here. And he starts to do manual arms. That's really cool. That's a really cool detail. Look at that. Yeah, it's his pinky. That's a really cool manual arms detail. Some people might like it. Maybe there's an option to
Or
throw it
in
off.
close encounters of the more lethal kind.
Really cool that it's not an instant kill.
That's gonna hurt.
Gotta work for it.
As we continue to
Nice,
focus on
just
the quality
everything.
experience,
Water,
we've been
everything,
working
sewage.
closely with our art team.
Everything's nice about
and
that.
it's been exciting to see their environments come to life alongside us.
While animation and design have been populating the
tracing's
locations,
amazing.
polish phase for my teams means making huge
Sorry, what was
advancements.
his name?
Have been populating the
Nate
locations.
Dearsley.
Polish
I
phase
wanna
for
say it
my
'cause,
teams means
my
making
face is
huge
blocking
advancements
it.
in the quality of our characters and environments. We've established our standard with recognizable characters like Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, and Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
And we're now applying this to the rest of the cast
Gary Oldman? Was
and
that what I
identifying
said?
any remaining tech requirements.
Henry
that need to be
Cavill's
closed
also in
out.
this.
The story of Squadron 42 takes you through a variety of diverse
Yeah, once again, not
locations
third
of
person, it's
varying
like for
scales and
images and
styles.
stuff.
We shared
So like you
glimpses
can
of
walk
several
like this, but there's
environments
not going to be any
before,
UI.
and there's still plenty out there for you
But we're
to
back at
discover.
that planet, because you can go in there.
One of the main challenges the art team
It should all be
face
seamless as
during
well,
the
like no
development of
loading
Squadron
screens or
42
anything.
is ensuring the visuals are complementary to the narrative.
That's a
of
ship,
the
by the
script.
way. That's the lightning set.
The mood
Call
and
it
feeling
Penguin.
of a space is just as important to
Minimap
us
top left
as it
looks
is making
nice.
sure we hit the visual quality that CIG has become known for.
Something I do want to
Visual
point out,
quality
because I just
that
spotted
CIG
this.
has become known
Look right here. You see that waterfall?
for.
That's a really nice detail. I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about this little one. Right? Usually that would be like
Come
really low graphics, but it looks
for.
great. It is clipping through the
Good,
rocks.
we
a bit.
can't hack it from this side. Graves, we got a locked door. Can you give us access?
No, I'm afraid that's a negative, Steve. I would have to add you to our system to give you override permissions, and there's a lot involved in that.
I like that's a really good excuse on why
Okay,
you
we'll
wouldn't
figure
do that.
something out.
It is. It's like, man, that's like too much work, buddy.
Everything you see during the campaign has been heavily inspired by the classics of 70s
super
and
sick.
80s sci-fi. but with a modern twist. We want
That's
everything
like,
we see to feel like it has a soul, its
that's
own
just
personality,
cool.
and
I
tells of
mean-
a history long before you arrived.
Really cool graphics. No, nothing. No
Crafting
mirrors
interesting
here.
flight spaces and their connecting tissue
smoke and mirrors.
has been one of the more unique challenges we've
Just
needed
dust
to
and rock.
overcome for Squadron. Developing our VDB tech to blend
Look at the
seamlessly
crystals as
between
well,
tighter
Jesus
traversal
Christ.
spaces and into wider space vistas and planets has proved incredibly
in a
difficult
squadron
but
as well.
rewarding, ensuring that Squadron flows seamlessly from one chapter to the next.
Wait, well, one of the guys
without-
crash?
ensuring that Squadron flows seamlessly from one chapter to the next, without interruption. Creating a diverse array of locations is essential to us.
That's
Our
that planet
environments
again.
need to work from a variety of scales. We need to pay close attention to detail, whether we're working in a dirty
Really nice
engineering
ray
event
tracing, I believe that is.
or navigating the debris of a dying
I don't think
star,
it's pre-break lighting.
wondering
I
what
think
may
it's
be
all real
around
time.
that next corner, or even who may live there, how would they have survived, and what state of mind may they be in.
Sorry, map. Captain's on the bridge. Take a look at the Cobb guy. Like, you can see he's actually fucking with his terminals. And it looks like he's actually doing something.
We've worked closely with our social teams in delivering a cohesive social experience when you're taking some downtime from
We're
our
on
refined
a
flight.
we're on an Idris, by the way. This is like a smaller destroyer, I think, or a gunship because it's got a big
and
railgun in the
FPS
front.
missions, or even missions of the more eerie kind.
Crash ship. You can see how everything's frozen because they're in space, I believe. There's a dead character there, an NPC.
We'll be introducing new space
Space station.
stations on a massive scale, all brought together and
I
designed
love
to
that
be as
there's like
tangible
shit
as
going
possible.
on.
We thought
That never
about their
happens.
function,
And it
their
feels like
age,
you have a
and
space
try to
road as
ensure
well.
there's a progression in artistic style with each station as you progress
Escalator.
through the game.
It might be on Earth here, or Vega, right?
As you can see today,
Is this Lorville?
the teams are
Where the fuck
working
are we?
incredibly hard, ramping up the detail and quality to match
And that's
the
an
breadth
old
of our
ship.
vision
Like,
for
this
Squadron
is
42.
definitely a shipyard. You see how everything's shut down. Never seen
Now, I know
that.
you're
No
all
idea
asking,
that is.
when can I play it?
When can I play it?
When we have the locked release date, you will be the first to know. Now we're in polishing phase on Squadron
Really appreciate
42.
they're not
You'll
just
start to
throwing
see
a,
a lot more things coming to Star
fucking release
Citizen,
date.
as well as overall progress on the persistent universe. The polish phase can take some time. We have come this far, and we want to make sure Squadron 42 delivers on the promise of being this generation's wing commander.
Yep.
Now, even though there's only a few of us in this video, I'd like to extend a big thank you to all our staff around the globe who have been putting their heart
Yeah,
and
they got a
soul
lot
into
of
bringing
teams,
Squadron
man.
42 to life. And I would like to thank everyone in the community for your patience and your support. To paraphrase Admiral Bishop, when people ask, what did you do in the development of Squadron 42? We can look them in the eye and say, I held the line. I'm proud to stand with you. Thank you for making this game with us.
Yeah, this is like a dream thing, and this is a big scene as well. Dream thing for Chris Roberts. Really like the music. It's something alien. Now something... something that, this is the last thing I'll say. Something I saw a video about the Van Duel, which is what these guys are, I think, is that these aliens are not alien enough. The thing is if you're going to design a game, a space game, like you're already fucking bending over backwards. So yeah, do they look humanoid as fuck? Yeah, right? With their horse legs and whatever. Is it realistic that they would look like this? Probably not. They would probably look like completely fucking different. Like not, like how many things can compare to humans on our planet? Not a lot. Everything's very different, right? Everything evolved their own way. So like, you know, to say that like overall this thing that this succeeding species or whatever looks like us would be weird. I think it's fine. I think it's fine.